This episode is brought to you by Red Riding Hood, the manga-inspired take on the classic fairy tale for readers grades K through 2, written by Christina Oxtra. In Red Riding Hood, readers review the classic story in a brand new way, with twists in the story, more diverse characters, and featuring Japanese aesthetics incorporated throughout. Red Riding Hood is part of a series published by Capstone and written by various artists with unique takes on your childhood favorites. Look out for Red Riding Hood, available on Amazon and your local bookstores. Congratulations, Christina, on your first published book. The link is in the show description. Hello everybody, welcome to Nintendo Pow Block, episode 211. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deering, and alongside me, as always, is that retro code, Eddie V.
Let's have some coffee talk, y'all.
Oh, okay. Wow. That was not what I was expecting to come out of your mouth just now. Anyways, also joining us is you know what, Celeste? I wrote this down. I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget it. Hold on. I wrote it down.
I feel special.
Our Hylian heroine, Celeste Roberts.
Well, will Nintendo make me the main character in a Zelda game? I'll take it.
Yes.
Or I will take an NPC. That would be fantastic.
That'd be awesome. By the way, guys, she's part of another Zelda podcast, so that's where it came from. But we have a very special guest tonight from Twitch, formerly of Mixer, and also the community manager of Whitethorn Games BeeYoo. How are you?
Hi, everybody. I'm excellent. Super happy to be here. Thanks for having me. Please go easy on me. I'm still new to podcast.
Oh, you dominated the women's panel and your interview, so don't be modest.
So
you all are quickly making this my favorite form of content. So thank you for making it an enjoyable experience.
Guys, quickly form a play.
It's okay. They haven't kidnapped you yet. They kidnapped me.
We did. It was kind of like
formally is all.
Man, look, I don't really want to be associated with kidnapping in this day and age. So can we?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I know.
Virtually.
But BeeYoo, why don't you tell everybody kind of what you do and where you kind of what you do on the internet, and so our audience can kind of maybe become your audience.
All right, cool. Well, I'm BeeYoo. It's BeeYoo, like the honeybee. But I've been a live streamer for about 6 years, from Twitch to Mixer, back to Twitch. And that led me into a job in the game industry, where I am now a community manager for Whitethorn Games. It's a indie game publisher. I specialize in comfy, cozy indie games and build community. So it's really fun. I do all kinds of stuff with them, and so that's quick rundown.
That's awesome.
I'm very excited for that teacup game you guys have coming out.
Yeah,
isn't it cute? A little frog. I'm so excited about it.
It looks like someone took a bunch of characters out of my kids' storybooks and decided to make a game out of it. And I'm like, this is nice. This is, with all the stuff that Gamescom just happened, and they were showing the Call of Duty trailer and all these things blowing up and people murdering each other. I'm like, this is nice. This is I look, I'm a big Destiny player, and I'm all about shooting stuff and having a good time with my friends, but look, I downloaded Windbound and I downloaded Paper Mario, and I'm like, I just need this change of pace a little bit. And I saw that tweet of yours, I'm like, that is a good change of pace for what I'm used to seeing on the TV.
I got to see that one before we decided to take them on. So we get to play a whole bunch of games. People will pitch us games. Hey, will you publish us? Here's what we need, and we'll see if it works out, and we make a good match. But I got to play it when they submitted it, and I'm like, this is really different. I'm like, I don't even know how the game audience is gonna take it, because it looks like Little Bear, the little cartoons we watched back in the 90s as kids or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I have no idea how this little storybook, this almost folk style looking game is gonna go over. So yeah, when that tweet went out the other day, I was so stoked that people were excited about it because I'm like, I didn't know how it was going to be received. So it's good to know that people do want this chill story, like peaceful kind of environment. So.
I do. Sign me up.
There was a casual kind of like a casual direct that came out, and like most of those casual games, like laid back chill, a lot of people were like, I want this. Like I want this on my system. So I think games have definitely this year has really changed a lot of people that they're willing to play anything and everything. And if it has a cute look to it or it feels interesting, people will pick it up. If you bring it to Switch on physical, you will make money.
Yes, please.
I think we all talked about. Yeah, we all talk about physical stuff for Switch and don't even care about the Nintendo tax. But a lot of those games will sell out on day 1, day 2.
Yeah, the physicals are definitely like when you get to publish a physical, it's really cool. But it's hard to limit it because the amount of money it costs to make the cartridge, get it approved, get the box out there, get it distributed, all the like, you know, your indie game is $7.99.
Mm-hmm.
How do you make a physical and make money back on it? Is really hard. So that's hard for the comfy cozy indie games. But I'm hoping by them gaining popularity, I would assume the AAA titles are going to be like, wait, there's money here. Like we can make cute games too.
A lot of people
will you'll probably get more physicals that way. But yeah,
a lot of people will pay the $40. You know, because they got that collection that they know that they couldn't get into the store, and it's something really special to them when it comes to Nintendo. That indie physical, it could be a 3-hour physical, 3-hour game. It gets the physical stuff as long as you can give it a digital soundtrack, some nice artwork and stuff. People will pay the $40 and have it. It could be Choo Choo Rocket, Smile Bit, second deluxe edition. If it's a really cute game or something, people will pay that $40 and it would sell like quickly.
Good to know. Yeah, I haven't gotten into that space too much, so I don't know what people are willing to do for that. Do you think they need to be a limited run? Do you think there has to be like only so many copies made?
I think that's probably like, I would say the smart thing to do to partner with someone like Limited Runner, because like, even though people want it, it's usually like a loud minority, but like they'll sell out quickly if they know there's a limited amount, you know? That's, I mean, I have a few limited run games and they're like, I am lucky that I got them because they sell out almost instantly. You know, I got Super Meat Boy and I got Ukulele, for Switch and, yeah, they are gone real fast.
And probably fan gamer who did Undertale, like, yeah. They do a good job with all of their stuff.
Yeah, plus like Limited Run has a deal with Best Buy where they'll sell their limited run copies through Best Buy also, but it's a different cover. So then people get like, they double dip there too because they were like, oh, I want both covers. And you know, the limited run one has like this specific numbering system, and then the ones they sell through Best Buy have a specific numbering system. So it's like, it's all kinds of craziness. Yeah. That's a rabbit hole. Like, if I was 10 years younger and single, I would have fallen down that rabbit hole, but I just can't do it. You know?
And it don't have to be when the game actually come out. People will take, like, if you take 4 to 6 months and see how the game is doing and stuff and feel like you made enough to do physical, people will do it. They'll be like, oh, that cool. And then show the box art and just show some of the things, people will put their money down and get it because they know that even though it's limited run, that collector ender would be like, this is the one and only time chance I could get it, unless you guys are going to do a second run, and it's special to them.
Yeah, and I can tell you from just our audience alone, Ed and I have been doing this show for 5.5 years at this point, and when I said that I was going all digital for especially Nintendo stuff, our audience got real mad at me when I got rid of, because like I had this pretty big physical Switch collection, and my wife and I were having a kid, and I didn't want her to put them in her mouth or, whatever. So I ended up just getting rid of most of them and going the digital route on my Switch, which, by the way, was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. But our audience got mad at me for doing that. They're like, why would you get rid of your physical stuff, especially some of those like hard to find, games that aren't in print anymore? And I was like, oh boy, that was a mistake, I guess. But so I know
there's something about.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
There's just something about having physical Nintendo things.
Yeah.
I'm fine with my digital Xbox, PlayStation. Don't care about the physical copies. Nintendo, though, I'm like, I need it in my hands. And I don't know if that's from, growing up with an NES and going to the flea market and getting cartridges. But, I have to buy my Nintendo games on cartridge. And I don't know why. But only Nintendo in my life that way.
It's one of the things of regret. People don't regret games buying it on Xbox and PlayStation because a lot of those games end up being backlogged. If you don't get that Nintendo game when it comes out, you're going to regret that you didn't get it because there might never be another run of that game again. And you'd be like, I wish I could play this. And then if you want to... Oh, go ahead, Jess. Corey.
I was just going to say, not just that, but you see Nintendo prices go, it's like most companies will drop their price, $20 within a month, $30 within a month and a half. And then by the time 4 or 5 months rolls around, you can get it for $20 or $30 on Amazon or whatever. Nintendo, you see 60, and then once in a while Amazon will have it for $10 off. But once that print runs out, unless it's a really popular game like Zelda, but Fire Emblem right now is actually really hard to find physically. And you see that price just start ticking up to the point where what was it? There's a game, I forget what game it was, but it was $30 when it came out. It was an indie title, $30 when it came out. Now it's the physical copy is $70 or $80 if you want to get it because it was limited print, and once those cartridges are distributed and they don't want to pay for more, they're done. So.
Yeah.
So should we start investing in cartridges like the stock market? I'm investing my money right now. This will be worth more later.
Well, let me tell you, I bought Fire Emblem for GameCube for $24.99 at GameStop in 2003 when it came out. Well, probably a couple months after it came out. I also have the Wii version of Fire Emblem. If I sold both of those games, that's 3/4 of our rent if I sold them outright.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Is it tempting?
Sometimes. Look, if they re-release those on the Switch, as a digital download or a remastered version, I would get rid of them in a heartbeat. But it's just the fact that Nintendo they do a great job of getting their older games out there, except for the GameCube and the Wii. You cannot play any of those games anywhere unless you have a Wii. And it's I don't really want to dig that out. You gotta get that sensor bar out. You gotta, if the lighting's not good, you gotta bust out a few candles so the sensor bar knows what kind of room you're sitting in. And it's this whole thing. It's you gotta map out your whole room I don't know, you're solving. I don't know. It's just bad.
It's part of the game.
Yeah, that's kind of how Xenoblade Chronicles was. Is that people pre-ordered it, and if you didn't get that first copy for Wii, you was going to spend up to about $80 or $100.
It's still worth that. It's still $100. I think the physical copy for Wii is $110.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I have one. If anybody wants to send me $110 now that I have it on Switch, I'll give it to you.
I still have my original Wii. I literally went to GameStop and pre-ordered it the day they said pre-orders are up.
I did too. I used to have a massive Wii collection, and then my apartment burned down, and I lost everything. So that's kind of that's what made my switch from physical to digital more feasible too. Is because all my physical games are gone now. So
I still have my 80+ games.
You should see some of these boxes that survived that I kept. Oh, it was an interesting time. So that's another story for another day as well.
Yes.
But all right, we're gonna get into this housekeeping so we can get into the real meat of the show here. Housekeeping. This is Nintendo Pow Block, Boss Rush Games Nintendo podcast. Every week, Celeste, Edward, and I, as well as our friends from around the internet, come together right here on twitch.tv/Boss Rush Games Live to talk about the latest news, rumors, releases, and your questions in the world of Nintendo. If you can't join us live, no big deal. You can head on over to youtube.com/Boss Rush Games and podcast services everywhere. Remember to like, subscribe, share, rate, and review, and follow us wherever you consume our content. And you can check it all out on bossrushgames.com. Everybody's new favorite segment is Snacktendo. It's official. Emails are in, tweets are in, DMs are in. Everybody's new favorite segment on Nintendo Pow Block is Snacktendo. Who knew? Who knew? So BeeYoo, basically the premise of this topic is so Ed and Celeste can talk about food in a way that is, within the show instead of before the show, and then we start, that's how this thing was introduced, and then we started talking about other things, and yeah, this segment just sticks now. It's just part of the show now. So, and I know that you cook a lot, especially on your streams. So we're gonna start with you. Have you snacked anything recently? Did you cook anything delicious?
I have been cooking so much lately, and everything has been delicious. I had no idea that I could cook as well as I've been cooking. So I just moved into a new place, and I've got like this decent kitchen, and so I've been all about it. Let's see, what did I make last? I did a dish that was couscous as the base, and then I roasted chickpeas and corn, and then I glazed some carrots and honey, and I made this cumin yogurt drizzle for the top of it, and it was just all layered and delicious. And it's when I found the recipe, it's like, oh, this is super healthy. It's not going to be any good. I mean, it'll be fine, but it'll be kind of lots of vegetables, right? But no, like that cumin yogurt sauce that I made was so good, and it brought all those flavors together, and the sweetness of the honey on the carrots, and I was so just amazed with how delicious this healthy recipe was. Yeah, so that was my last dish that I streamed making. So I was really happy with that one.
It sounds delicious.
Yeah, it sounds
good.
interesting.
When you can be healthy and enjoy it, it's definitely a win.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that recipe from you maybe at some point. And
I'm gonna hook you up with some Mill Lime. Mill Lime's the app I've been using. It's a free app, and yeah, you pick out your recipes that look good, and it builds you a shop. And if you go to the grocery store, you can just click off everything that you just bought, or you can link it up with your Walmart delivery or Instacart, and it gets all the ingredients delivered to your house, and it just takes all of the hard work out of
that sounds way better.
Prepping and the shopping. Yeah, it's changed my life.
It's weird that you mentioned it. There was a
For
3DS cooking game like that it was teaching you how to cook from around the world, and it gave you a grocery list of everything that you needed. So when you go to the grocery store, you'll get the item and then click on your 3DS and get a point for it. It was really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, I
need that.
I think Nintendo made it.
It wasn't
a first party game.
It wasn't Cooking Mama, was it?
Oh no, no, it's actual recipes from around the world. So it taught you different ways of making French toast, pancakes, different soups, and it was just you could go to the grocery store. Here's the list. You click on it, get your points, and then they teach you step by step how much time you need, the utensils that you need, and you could go there and cook. So it's a really cool thing.
That is so cool. I love that.
I'm gonna have to get that app too, because I cooked some teriyaki pulled pork 2 weeks ago, and it was really good. That was my first time cooking it for the first time. I'm just I think I enjoy cooking.
Yeah, it can be fun, and it might take a few times getting used to it, but I think cooking's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah,
yeah.
I've I've dabbled a few times. If I had more time, I would probably cook more. But I recently discovered the crock pot, which is like
it's
like
very helpful.
Oh my gosh, just throwing some chicken in there with like just some green peppers and onions and stuff in there, and just waiting for it all day, and so you can shred it like. And then you like put whatever you want in there. Like I like to make my stuff like real spicy, but sometimes you just it's so good. Oh, pulled chicken is like one of my new favorite things that I discovered this year. And yeah, I just, man, maybe I'm gonna do that this weekend. Maybe I'll make some pulled chicken this weekend. Oh man,
barbecue or just?
I don't know yet. It depends. I have to cook the food for everybody. You know, my wife doesn't really do spicy. So I have to like add it in after, which is never as good, but you know, sacrifices, guys. That's what it's all about.
It is true.
It's about sacrifice. Celeste, did you make anything or have any delicious snacks recently?
On Saturday, we went to Creole Creamery, one of its locations outside of New Orleans. And they have a $5 4 mini scoop sampler because I could not decide on which flavor to commit to. I had never been there before, but I follow them on Instagram. And I had a butterscotch and toffee ice cream. I had a lemon verbena with blueberry. I had a petit four ice cream, which kind of tastes like Bluebell's bride's cake ice cream. It has pieces of petit fours in it. And then there was this ricotta ice cream with cherries and pistachios in it for $5, and I got to sample all of those. Perfect amount, so good. They had so many different flavors. And then yesterday I made these honey garlic pork chops for supper.
Yes.
Good stuff. Honey, like BeeYoo was saying, honey glaze on stuff really amps up that recipe. Whatever you're making. Oh,
the sweetness.
It just sucks cleaning the pots and pans after because it can kind of stick on there.
Yeah,
it's all right. Yeah, those are the most interesting things I've had. What about you, Ed?
So, two things. I was able to go to Target and find one of my favorite ice cream flavors now. It's the white chocolate raspberry Haagen-Dazs.
Oh gosh, that sounds amazing.
My soul fell out my body. It was just like, if you don't buy this right now, we're going to have a problem. And it was two for $7. So I had to get both of them. And it's so, because the thing about, I have to justify it, and I'm like, white chocolate raspberry truffle. That's what it is. White chocolate raspberry truffle ice cream by Haagen-Dazs. I got that. My soul got happy, and I was just like, this needs to stay more in stores because it's literally limited. Like, if you don't get it when you see it, you won't see it for the next couple of weeks. And it was just like, who is buying all of this good old ice cream besides me?
You better buy it now and put it back with that copy of Fire Emblem for GameCube so you can sell it.
Oh God, let's sell ice cream over eBay.
The ice cream black market.
Look, you think it's ridiculous, but I was listening to a podcast the other day, and people are still selling like the Halo 3 Mountain Dew game fuel from like 2007 on eBay for like $20 and $30 a bottle. I'm like, that's so gross.
People were doing that with that Ghostbuster High C too.
Yeah, that stuff.
I think I'm gonna vomit live from hearing that.
So,
my last. Oh, go ahead, Corey.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm a big Giant Bomb fan, and they made Jeff who runs it. He's like, he has a bunch of old like game stuff from when he worked at GameSpot and stuff, and they had promotional drinks for like Halo 3 and Reach and Call of Duties and everything, and like they do this premium show called The Hotspot, and it's just like where they just F around for 90 minutes or so on a podcast, and they're like, drink one. And he drank the Halo Reach one that's like 10 years old at this point. He's like he like watching the video version, you just look at his face, he's just kind of like takes a sip, and he just kind of like thinks about it for a minute. He's like, "Yep, it's about as bad as you think it would be." 10 years later.
Oh wow!
I bet it's a little flat.
Yeah,
A little flat.
yeah. So it's
No, thank you.
So my last one is I show Celeste this. This is Fanta new pina colada. It just dropped it, and man, it's so good. Literally, if you added alcohol to go with a pina colada, you'll be drunk off your tail. It's so good. Like, we just happened to find it at my job. Like, no one in my store knew about it. I just happened to look. I'm like, Fanta lemonade? No. Took it out the cooler. It was just like pina colada. I literally bought my associate one when I bought one, and we both drank it and fell in love with it. So it's been selling out at our store. So yeah, Fanta pina colada. Yes.
You guys need to
Refreshing.
follow. Oh, go
Super
ahead.
refreshing.
Yes,
I
that sounds
was just gonna say
refreshing.
refreshing and also a mixer. They know their audience.
Oh,
We're all stuck at home. I need a drink. No, it's just pina colada Fanta. I didn't add any extras.
I didn't
Yeah,
spike this.
Yeah, it's really really good. Like we've been selling out quickly for them. So when we get our Coke representative, we gotta be like, can we get this one again?
You guys,
I'm gonna
if you want to follow this guy who reviews and posts all the latest junk food, it's called Junk Banter on Instagram and Twitter, and he's hilarious with his reviews. Even if I don't try everything he posts, it's just intriguing seeing the different cereal flavors, the different cookies, different soft drinks, different Pop-Tart flavors. They had some kind of Pringles that were offered only at Walgreens, but I couldn't find them. It was called sweet corn flavor. Did you guys ever try that flavor?
I've heard of them. I haven't eaten.
I haven't tried it.
Yeah, so follow him if you want to see some really out there but intriguing junk food flavors.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy another bag of the Thanksgiving dinner corn candy corns because I really want to try it when it's actual Thanksgiving. But the sweet potato, I think they had like sweet potato candy corn flavor in there. Really good. I would
Nobody
take that
likes candy
like
corn. That's the biggest
I like
lie.
candy corn.
No, you don't. This is a lie.
Yeah.
This whole show is a lie.
And I like the little mallow cream pumpkins too.
No.
Yeah, I love those too.
I like to make like little graveyard dirt cakes with them and like the
What?
Milano cookies. Yeah, you take the Milano cookies and you make them the headstone.
I really need to rethink the cast of
cute.
this show. Maybe
Yeah,
I just
you
don't.
just make some chocolate pudding and grind up some Oreos for the dirt. And put some worms, gummy worms.
I think my time on this show has come to an end. Thanks everybody for watching.
Just give Corey a Twix cookie and cream and he'll be
Oh man, don't even not
Dude,
not
they
right
got-
now, dude. No.
Dude, they got the big mini bags of
I
them
know
now.
they do.
Just,
Stop. I know. Trust me. As someone who always thought about for the last 4 days is something remotely
Sweet.
sugary. I'm well aware.
I just seen her at my job. I'm like, oh, they got the big bags now because they was only selling the regular Twix ones.
Man.
So yeah, I might have to give me a bag, a 2 for $7.
Well, I guess the only thing that I've eaten is that rice paper stuff. The fried rice is it's so good. The Indonesian fried rice is like they fry the rice with red curry, and then they use one egg, and then they like fry it up, and then they fry it up with red curry, and then they grill onions and broccoli and shrimp and chicken, and just lay it on top, and then like put a little lemon in there to just drizzle a little bit of lemon on there.
Just stop, Corey, because you making me. I swear I'm
so
gonna buy
good.
a ticket.
I posted a picture of it on my Instagram and my Twitter, and it's just like It's so good, man. It's so like I can't wait till we can actually go sit down and eat in a restaurant again because I want to see like what it's supposed to look like instead of shoved in this little black box and you get home and you open it and you're like, ugh. So
It's not the same.
I mean, it's still really good. Also, shout out to last week's dinner was Casa del Rio burrito, which is like, it's like this big. It's so big. I can't, like, I have to eat it with a fork. It's so big. It's just, it's ridiculous. So,
Wow.
but anyways, that's our Snack Tendo segment for the week, everybody. Sorry it ended. I know everybody's disappointed, but we're gonna go from what we've been eating to what we've been playing. I'm gonna start. I didn't play Paper Mario yet, everybody. I'm sorry. I've been playing Team Management Simulator and Web Design
Wow.
Simulator.
Team Management Simulator.
You went to work today? I'm not doing that for fun.
Did you get that for
No,
Oh, gosh.
it's no. I'm saying I've been having meetings with people on the team about certain things that people want to do, and then I've redesigned our website again, so it's cleaner. Because every time I redesign it, I'm like, this looks good, but there's something off. I don't know if I like it, and then I go and try to fix it, and it's just I hate it. I hate the way my brain works because like certain things you just have to say that's good enough, and you need to stop because you're gonna drive yourself nuts. And I can't. I don't have that ability to turn it off.
I tell you that a lot.
You do, and guess what? I totally ignore you and go the other direction, and like I gotta fix it.
It then comes back to me, be like, "Ed, I'm so tired. I've been working on this thing." I was like, "I told you to stop."
I redid our whole menu system now, and I'm 10 pages into 36 of reorganizing everything we've ever posted. It's just...
You're ambitious. Very ambitious.
I mean...
That's how he works.
Look, I don't know. I want it to look professional and fun and sleek and whatever. So that's kind of what I've been doing. But I've been playing some Switch stuff. I've been playing a lot of Crosscode still. Very close to my game of the year. If you ask me on any random day, it might be my game of the year. So it's like this top-down 16-bit action RPG. It's really good. It's really satisfying because like the leveling system is kind of like the sphere grid from Final Fantasy X, and like it's just really satisfying to unlock certain things. So I've been playing a lot of that. Let's see what else I've been playing. Hold on, I have my Switch right here to remind me because I'm so lost all the time. Yes, Puyo Puyo Tetris. I've been playing.
I saw it on the game show the other day.
Yeah, and it's funny. Ed and I were talking. I was like, I don't think anything really interested me. He's like, yeah, but you know you're gonna buy Puyo Puyo Tetris, and I just gave him the side eye emoji. I'm like, of course I am, even though it's literally the same exact game, and I don't need it at all whatsoever.
He's just like, I got Tetris Effect. You gonna buy the game? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is I only play the Tetris portion of the game. Like I don't even go into the main menu. There's literally an option before you go into the main menu that just says play Tetris. And that's the only thing I play on it is just Tetris. And it's just, I'm really addicted to Tetris, guys. I mean, I've been addicted to Tetris for 30 something years now. I can't quit Tetris.
Ever since the Game Boy game came out, that's how I've been close to Tetris.
It's so good though. Tetris is amazing.
I still think that the NES version Tetris Effect is good. But I think it was there like a Tetris for DS?
Yeah,
Tetris
DS.
that one is a hard one to beat. That's what's so good.
Yeah. Tetris. Look, Tetris is the most perfect game you're ever going to get. And
Pretty
I will stand
much.
by that until I am in the ground with a bunch of dirt on top of me. I better be buried in a giant Tetris block. That's all I'm saying.
Oh wow.
Probably got to get the long block though, because I'm really tall. So just saying, better get one of those. But I also played about the first half hour of Windbound, which is kind of it's this indie game that kind of looks like Zelda, but it's more survival-y than Zelda. You like just roam. I just roamed around the one island and just started picking up stuff and throwing rocks at a giant boar type thing like that you clearly weren't supposed to fight, but I tried to anyway, and it charged me and I was running away from it, and it was really cool. But it's kind of resource management, not heavy, but there's a lot of resource management because the whole thing is you're building your boat to sail to other islands, and you live on your boat. So you can make your boat bigger, you can make it taller, you can add, rooms to store stuff. It's almost like you're building a houseboat and you're sailing to these other islands to collect resources to build your boat, but also it has that Zelda aspect where there's monsters you can fight and some caves and stuff that you can explore. So it's really neat. I only played about a half hour of it so far, but it is definitely something that I've been looking forward to for a long time, and I really like it. It's got a really neat art style too. So
the crafting is easy to do.
Oh yeah, it's pretty simple from what I've done so far. It's not like overly complicated. Kind of you need to find 17 sticks and 14 rocks to build a door. Okay, well, sure. But yeah, it's really fun. I really like the art style. It reminds me of if Breath of the Wild had a Wind Waker aesthetic to it almost. Mm-hmm. So highly recommend from the half hour that I've played. It's $30.
I wonder if it have like that Oceanhorn 2 look to it.
I don't know. I don't really know anything about Oceanhorn 2. I did like Oceanhorn 1 though.
Yeah, they went with a whole different style because it's more 3D.
Yeah, it's definitely more like a 3D Zelda game with Oceanhorn too. But
yeah.
I also play a little bit of Overwatch on Switch, which is not great. So I wanted.
Didn't even know it was on the Switch.
Yeah. It was.
What?
Look, it was on sale, and I'm like, I love Overwatch. I can't really play it a lot anymore, so maybe if I have it on the Switch, I'll get back into it. It's not worth it. I mean, it looks good. Like it looks like Overwatch, but the frame rate is slower. Right, it runs at 30 frames instead of 60 frames a second, and it's just kind of like it's just like every other Switch game where like it's a good port of the game on Switch if that's your only option, but if you have other options, please take the other options.
It's one of the things that people was waiting for. And then when they got announced, people were just like, "Oh, okay, we already knew."
Look, there are some exceptions, like the Switch ports that are actually like just as good or even better. Like Diablo on Switch is very good. Diablo on Switch is very good. Crash and Spyro ports are very good. I would even go as far as saying the Doom and Wolfenstein ports are pretty good ports. Obviously, if you have the option to play it on Xbox or PC or whatever, play those versions, but if you want to play it on Switch, like it's totally a viable thing. Overwatch, not recommended.
Not so much.
No. But since I'm on the Nintendo team, I bit the bullet for everyone a year after it came out to tell you that it is not worth not worth purchasing.
Hey,
Thanks for saving me some money.
Yeah, a year later.
Someone won it for one of our prizes.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean,
look,
it's fine. Like, it's fine. It's not bad. It's fine. But if you want to play it somewhere else. That's my very year later review of Overwatch on the Switch. It's fine. Play it somewhere else. So, anyways, Ed, what are you playing?
So, I finished Coffee Talk. It's a game I do recommend that you guys play on the Switch. Uh, so it's great. It's a great visual novel. It's really funny. You get into the stories. You are making coffee for the people who come in. And it gives you a really good feeling. I think the only con that I have about this game is the music. Um, and Celeste, don't take this wrong. I like the lo-fi chill house music. I really wish they had more tracks throughout the game that plays.
Did you go on your phone and change the different songs?
See, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
I thought
This
because the thing about
companion app?
huh? Yeah. Well,
Oh.
there's a phone thing that's in the game. It lets you to check
Oh, okay.
what kind of
Oh,
coffee
I'm
you can
sorry.
make.
Yeah, there's a phone in the game and you can change. There are like about 15, 20 songs you can choose from.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but see, I thought it would play the whole soundtrack, and it doesn't throughout the game. So it'll play like about 4 or 5 songs, and then it will repeat. And I was just like, this is really weird. So
Yeah.
and I think the game doesn't tell you that you can select your different music because it's mostly like when you use your phone, check what kind of coffee that you have discovered that you can make, and kind of check on the people who you know and stuff. And you don't really think about the news section or the music. It is cool that if you make a latte and you want to design it, you can.
hmm
So you can go in and make some designs. Does have replay to it, so you can go back and change some things to find out what the true ending is. And it changes everybody's story for it and stuff. But I kind of got somewhat
Yeah.
like reasonable ending to it. It was really cool with it. Gala is my character. He is a werewolf who is a nurse. Where he works in administration, and he's just something about him is just so cool. You see like all of these scratches and stuff on him and everything, and it's really really good. So I do recommend Coffee Talk to play. I also been playing We Should Talk. So I did pick it up for Switch. So I was mean to the girl. I broke up with her. I told her I don't want you. You mean nothing to me. I wanted to see what happens when you didn't care about her. And it shows a little animation at the end that she actually ended up leaving and she's crying. It's kind of sad, but I am replaying it, doing different choices, and it's a really great game with it. It's so chill. Sorry to use that word again, but it's so chill that you don't have to think about the decisions. Really, you just really say what you feel like you want to say and see where it leads you. With it, so We Should Talk is definitely a good recommendation to get. You'll probably play around about 5 or 6 times, making different options and everything. Some of them was gonna hurt their girlfriend. Some of them might actually, keep you guys together. But it's up to you to play. I only did that one ending, so I'm going back to do it. A Short Hike. I also picked up and played. Really beautiful game. It has a to me. Okay, so it's a mix of 3DS and Toomba on PlayStation 1. With the sprite based looking thing. It's the way that you would think when you look at it. When you look on a handheld, it looks like a 3DS game, but when you put it on the TV, it's like this Toomba big sprite kind of looking game. Really beautiful, really calming. I got to the part where I got this headband for this rabbit. So I gave the headband to the rabbit, and he's just like, "Oh, this is the champions one. I could run my race and stuff." And I'm still collecting shells, and it's just like there's so much to explore before you just get to the ending of the game. So it really is such a cool game. Shay from another Zelda podcast, he's played it, talked about it. I think he's finished it too. And it's so good. Contra Collection, I streamed on Sunday. Doing some new stuff with that. So of course, play Ikaruga just for fun. Picked up Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles on Switch, but haven't started it yet.
I'm sorry. I hear it's doesn't hold up well, I'll say.
But I think I don't know if that's. I think it's a. I don't know, because it came on PlayStation 4 also, right?
Yes, it did.
Is it? I wonder. Is it across the board that? Because I know IGN, the reviewer gave it a 3, and I wonder, is that across the board for PlayStation and Switch?
I don't know. I know people are mad because it doesn't have couch co-op. You have to play online.
Yeah, my sister's boyfriend bought it over the weekend, and he was really upset that he bought it digitally because he can't return it, and he's really upset that he can't do the co-op.
Oh,
so that's the negative I've heard.
But I thought people would love the fact that you could play it online.
Well, there's no option to play couch co-op. Like the online portion is nice, but you can't. You can't play.
Like people.
Yeah,
who
like
want
how
to play
you play
indoors together.
Like if you have someone physically next to you. He wanted to play it with my sister, and he can't.
Yeah.
That's so weird because it's harder to make an online game, I think, than to make the couch co-op portion. I wonder why they decided to make that decision.
Which is weird because the original game you played on GameCube and you had the 3 Game Boy Advance controllers. Was it Game Boy Advance?
Yeah. Oh boy, did I buy Game Boy Advances for that game and no friends to play with. Because nobody wanted to play it with me. I was like, yeah, I'm going to have my friends over. We're going to play some Final Fantasy. Somebody's going to carry the lantern while everybody else fights things, and nobody wanted to play with me because they were like, that's stupid. Let's play Halo. I'm like, okay.
So that's pretty much what I've been playing. I do want to pick up Windbound, Corey, because I was waiting for you to talk about it. And the Last Campfire, I want to get for Switch. A lot of people, they got it but haven't started yet, and that's the game I really want to dive into.
It's just,
of course,
I was watching some stuff on it today because like I'm interested in it, but I'm like, I don't really know what kind of game this is. It's just a puzzle game. Like you go into these different environments and solve puzzles and move into the next environment. I'm like, that's totally something I would play. It almost reminds me of like, not in the same way, but it kind of reminds me of Captain Toad, where like you just kind of walk around and solve these puzzles, and then you move on to the next area and solve more puzzles. And then this obviously has a story attached to it. And like the music in the trailer was like, I was like, oh man, this is kind of like sad. I don't know if I can play like a sad game right now, but yeah, that's kind of the vibe I got from it from watching it.
It looks really interesting because I didn't know that it had a release date. I know they mentioned it, like, I think last week before the game came out, but I'm like, when did they mention this release date?
I don't think they did. I think it was just kind of like, oh, it's out next week. One of those things.
Right, because it came out for Xbox. I think it's out for everything.
It's out for everything.
It's out for everything. Because I don't know if it came for Game Pass neither.
It's not. I already looked.
It's not.
Trust me, if it's not on Game Pass, I automatically, like, it's funny because I use Game Pass as, like, I find the indie games that I like to play, like, oh, this game looks cool. I'm going to go buy it on Switch now. Because, like, that's kind of, if there's indie games on Switch or on Game Pass, that's what I use Game Pass for. I'm like, this looks like a nice game on Switch. I'm going to go buy it there, please. So I did that with Crosscode. I did it with Streets of Rage. After we played Streets of Rage 4, I went and got it on Switch. Like, just, yeah, I do that.
Yeah. So I will be turning back to Breath of the Wild and Paper Mario Origami King because I was doing Ghost of Tsushima for a particular reason. But I will be jumping back into those games. I hope Tunic comes to Switch.
I don't know if it will off the bat.
I wonder if it's I wonder if it's just Xbox owned.
It is. It's Xbox. It's for right now. It's an Xbox exclusive, and they will not confirm if it'll come to anything else.
Okay.
And PC.
Because everybody wants Tunic, and that's one of my. If I had to say anticipated games for Xbox, that is it. You know, Halo Infinite was, but it's been delayed, so now it's Tunic. And, yeah. So that's pretty much what I've been playing for Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Before I start buying more games.
Yeah, you should stop buying games, Ed. You should not be like me and buy games and let them sit on your Switch until something else comes out and you have no room and you have to delete the ones that you haven't played yet.
So pretty much about all my consoles that I own that I buy.
Yeah, I'm a terrible digital hoarder. So, Celeste, you playing anything fun, interesting?
I've also been playing We Should Talk. I've had about 3 or 4 different endings, and I'm really enjoying it. BeeYoo is actually with the studio Whitethorn Games, and they're the ones who created that game. And it's really cool because you can scroll to change the sentences, and that changes the tone, like Ed was saying. And I want to know more about the girlfriend. Like, she's really intriguing to me. You get snippets, and I want to play more and more because I feel like the story is going to come to me that way. It's going to evolve the more I play the game. So that's really cool if you like visual novels and you like changing sentences for different tones, different context, things like that, connotations. And I've also been playing NeoCab. I completed it yesterday, but it's one of those games that has a lot of replay value where you can interact with characters more than once if you want to. You don't have to interact with all of them it's up to you, and you can have different endings to the game. So I had I would say, good ending yesterday. So I'm going to play it again when I have some time to see what some of the other endings are. But I love that game. It is really creative.
I think I told you, Celeste, that it's on my wish list to get.
It's good.
What was the other game that I told you? Because you mentioned another game on Twitter. Is there another one?
Well, I want Teacup. Is that it?
That's probably it. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like Teacup when it comes out because it looks so cute and chill.
Yeah, I can't wait. I don't know when we're getting a demo. We've been doing, because of COVID, there's been more demos this year. So a lot of our games have been making little demo slices. So I'm hoping Teacup, because it's going to have really cute like little puzzle games in it. And, you know, you're on an adventure to find tea herbs. And it's going to be super chill.
What have you been playing, BeeYoo? If you have time.
I haven't been gaming at all, really, since I moved. So about 2 months of like very minimum gaming. But the other day we had to move our old office stuff for Whitethorn into our new office, and our new office isn't done yet because things are taking forever. So I borrowed a TV and the entire Nintendo Switch library that I had in the office. I was like, I'm just gonna put this, safely in my home. So I have like this plethora of games. So the other day I played some Mario Kart with friends, but I did a poll on Twitter, and I think Mario Odyssey is gonna be my first. Like, I'm gonna sit down and play a game. So I've got Mario Odyssey, I've got Luigi's Mansion,
Yes.
I've got Fire Emblem, and there's just like so many. There's like, I probably brought 15, 20 games home. But yeah, those are like the top in my vision right now for that. And I've got a TV. I stole a TV from the office, borrowed a TV from the office, and so now I've got a whole setup. So
you're gonna be busy.
Yeah, I'm excited to sit down and play some games. As a streamer, a lot of times we won't play games unless we're streaming. So it's going to be different for me to like tell myself, no, you can sit down and enjoy this without commentating. It'll be fine. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Luigi's Mansion 3 is so much fun.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Like, it's been a while since I've played something like that. Ed, you were talking about a short hike, and that has been one of my top games this year.
It's
What I
literally
really liked about A Short Hike was you can't play it. There's no way to play it wrong. You just like you go in the wrong direction. You don't do it in the wrong order. You just enjoy it and play it, and it's just like it feels so good not to be punished at all.
literally after literally after I seen that indie direct, I was just like, this is on my list to get. Like it's that crazy. So yeah.
Yeah, solid game. And you all have been playing awesome shorter titles, which is really cool. It seems like you all had a theme: Neocab, Coffee Talk, We Should Talk. Like that's a nice little theme of games that kind of are similar in ways.
I saw someone tweet about how I'm an adult. I'm 30 something years old. I need a game that's 5 hours or less, and I really related to that. I still love Zelda. I still love Mario games, but sometimes in the evening, I just want something I can complete and enjoy within a few hours.
Yeah, there's a couple games like I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey for what feels like 2 years now, and I've been playing and I've been playing The Witcher ever since it came out on Switch, and I'm just like, sometimes it's just nice to have that game. It's like I can beat this in 5 to 10 hours or less, and it feels satisfied at this point.
BeeYoo, have you played Grease?
Yes, that one's so pretty. That's another one you can't really play wrong either. You just go in a up or down direction. Just like
Gosh, that's such a beautiful game.
there's some puzzles, and it's gorgeous.
I want to buy like a big print of some of that art and just have it hanging in my office somewhere. Just like I love the hand, like and I think it's something of yours somewhere. You have it. I think it might be on your. It might have been on your Mixer page.
It was my Mixer page.
Yeah,
where it's just the hand that's crumpled.
Yeah, like just that is just like. Once I saw that when I started playing the game, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna be into this because like, I went to school for graphic design and stuff, but like, I was always in art classes, right? Like I think during high school I took something like 10 art classes, and then I went through like art history and just like I was obsessed with art for the longest time, and I probably still would be if I wasn't so busy. But like just playing through that game and seeing the visuals throughout the game and watching the colors change when you unlock certain things, it's just like it was the best game I played that year. Like as it's one of those games that I still think about constantly. Zelda is one of them. And then, very rarely do I think of any other games. And, like, Gree is another one that I'm just like, I think about this art at least once a week. I'm just like, man.
It was one of the games that just came out of nowhere. And then it was just like, is anybody talking about the beauty of this game? I always say Santa Monica needs to take this art style and make a God of War game with it. But it was just like, this is something that no one is doing. And this just feels so original. I'm sad that it's a short game, but it was just like, this adventure is like, I want to see more of it, but I kind of don't. Like, it feels like it concluded right. And it's just, I don't know. It's special to me. I feel like if I had to do a top 50 games of all time for indie, Grease would definitely be on that list.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'm not like I wish I was more of an indie game guy, but I just like I don't know. It takes something really unique and special to grab me, and like that was one that was like that grabbed me. And it just, when I finished the game, it just kind of like, it's one of those games that you just feel almost like an emotional attachment to it too. And when you finish it and you're like, man, this is just like, I'm bummed that I beat this game because I just want to play it again. But yeah, have fun with all those Switch games, BeeYoo. It's you're in for something.
I have a lot of catching up to do. I've been really behind, so.
Yeah.
Now, I will say about Luigi Mansion 3, you're going to laugh at the intro before you even get to the hotel.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's just say it involves Toad and a bus.
Oh, boy.
It's not like scary or anything. No, it's just comical. The situation is just absurd.
Yeah, it's just
Can't wait.
Yeah. So, all right.
And you gotta let us know your favorite level. That's all I want to say.
Okay. I will make it my homework this week. I thought I was going to have time over the last 2 days when I found out about the podcast. I was like, oh, I'll totally sit and play games and I'll have something to talk about with Nintendo stuff.
I said the same thing.
The day went by like that.
Yeah, I said the same thing, and I did not. So,
life gets in the way.
Yeah, life. Life.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna kind of just, I don't know, these topics are just kind of like, I mean, first of all, did anybody in the Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase, did anybody see anything in there that was really gonna grab them and say, "Oh, I'm gonna play that"?
Yes.
Oh, jeez. Here we go.
Probably a lot, but I don't remember because it was last week.
Okay, so
I know.
I'm with you, B.
definitely for me, it was the Final Fantasy collection because I never got to play those games on Game Boy.
Oh, the Saga games?
Saga ones. So I was just like, oh, this is going to be cool.
Let me tell you,
But-
I have a copy of Final Fantasy Legend. You can have it the next time you come here. You can just have it. I will pay you to take it.
Game.
I will
Wow.
pay you to take it.
I'll put that money towards my ticket then.
Oh, well, it's not very
It's a
much
mess
money.
of a game. Oh wow.
It's
but-
interesting.
The Rocket game kind of looked like, at first I'm like, is this ready to rumble?
Yeah, that's what I thought first too. I was like, is this ready to rumble boxing? And then
Okay.
I got like kind of excited, but then I remember the one that came out on Wii was really bad, and then it said play as your favorite Rocky characters. I'm like, is Rocky even like really relevant anymore? Like Creed is kind of like its own thing now, and don't get me wrong, Michael B. Jordan is a fantastic actor. By the way, side tangent, not even game related. Did you see, well, first of all, the Flash movie is going to have Michael Keaton be Batman again, which is very exciting. Did you see the rumors that we're spinning off where Michael Keaton's going to play old man Bruce Wayne in a Batman Beyond movie starring Michael B. Jordan as Terry McGinnis?
Oh, please let that happen.
I got really excited. But then I was like, that's probably not happening because that's way too good of an idea.
Oh, I love Batman Beyond, and the way that they treated that animated series, I'm just like, I can't believe, because once again, half of it got cut off, got canceled here. But the whole season was made. So, but yeah, I would love to have that happen. Heck yeah.
Anyways, continue. Sorry, I just got really excited because we were talking about Michael B. Jordan and stuff. So,
okay, so. Oh goodness, y'all gonna get me on this. So yes, I am going to be getting Just Dance 2021, the new one. And I definitely want to do it for a Boss Rush review, because I brought my sister Just Dance back in the day and had a good time with it, and so I want to do it. I want to buy it for my own and really dance because I'm a choreographer. So I'm just like, I want to see if my body can still handle dancing in the way that they do it. So I'm going to be buying that. Fuser looks good for harmonics.
Yeah, that's kind of like it's kind of like the digital version of their card game that came out last year or 2 years ago or something.
And that game is so fun too. Me and Larry got to play. Larry has it. We played it on there. It's so fun. So when I see I could mix Carly Rae Jepsen with Michael Jackson. Oh yeah, like all the mixes and music that's coming into my mind. I'm so super excited for that with Fuser.
Fuser had a massive booth at PAX East, massive booth, and I never really got to even look to see what Fuser was, but everyone had swag and they went all out at PAX East.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
Harmonix does a good job with music games, and I think this avenue, this kind of that they went with their music games, has been really more successful than them doing. I think Guitar Hero or Rock. No, was it Guitar Hero? Then Rock Band.
Harmonix was Rock Band after
Rock Band.
They were doing Guitar Hero, and then whatever Activision fight they got in, they went to Rock Band, and then they
Rock
started
Band.
doing Rock Band, and Activision continued Guitar Hero with like the old Tony Hawk team or whatever. I think
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah. The I'm probably gonna pass on the Kingdom Hearts Melody one. Because I rather have still Elite Beat Ages, but I think Final Fantasy There's a Rhythm is what I prefer. That was the one that was on 3DS on it. Was there anything else that I'm missing? I know the tank game. I was just like, I'm not about to deal with this. I did tanks playing the Atari game War. Nah, I'm not about to do this free to play game. But I think that's pretty much it that I had. Where I wonder if I'm missing anything.
I want the Taiko no Tatsujin because I played it.
Oh yes,
Yes, I used to play it with my coworkers in Japan at the arcade, like the physical one at the arcade in the local mall. And when I saw it was coming to Switch, it made me so excited.
I've never played one.
It's really fun. I'm sure there are some places in America that have it in arcades. I would imagine.
They probably do, but then I'll probably see like a Tatsu versus Capcom, and then I'll run to that.
It's fun. It's a fun taiko drumming.
I'm going to get that one too because it's an RPG connected to it. But if you just want to do the music, you can do the music, and I want to see how that plays. Yeah, I never got to try the series, but I hear people really do enjoy it.
It's adorable. The faces on the drums are just so cute.
That
so
artwork,
cute.
yeah. Oh, go ahead, Celeste. I don't know.
That was the one I was going to say because I was like, Ed's got to mention the taiko drumming one. That seems up his alley.
It's so Japanese, yeah, and I love Japanese stuff. So I can't believe I forgot that. I apologize.
I guess I'll forgive you.
I won't. You failed. Fired.
Oh, you. Hush you.
If I had $1 for every time I fired Ed, I would be able to buy both consoles this fall. But
I get fired.
I think Raji was announced or released that day.
yeah, Raji, by the way,
that
the
one-
music in that game is amazing.
Yeah, that one's out of India, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of games coming out of India, so that was really cool. I'm excited. I've been to India, so I'm really excited to play this game because it definitely has vibes.
It got great reviews.
Yeah.
A lot of people did enjoy it.
Yeah, I heard it was good. I wish I could remember what games were on that. They all run together, all these game showcases, and I'm just like,
I know.
It's
whole summer-
overwhelming.
But was Spirit Fair released before? It's a lot. Yeah, there's some really good ones that were announced. I just can't think of their names.
Yeah, this whole
But that
summer,
one definitely stuck out.
has just been like, I thought it was going to be nice that everything was spread out and not just condensed into E3 and then condensed into Gamescom. And now it's like, I miss everything just happening at once, and then everybody just kind of dissects it as we go throughout the summer. It's been a lot. It's been, and like, Nintendo hasn't really done anything except for drop a few trailers, right? Like, no major direct, no major title this fall so far. You know, we had Paper Mario, which is pretty successful, obviously. Animal Crossing is blowing everybody out of the water. The Pikmin Deluxe game comes out in October, and Pokemon Snap maybe sometime in November, and like that's kind of it so far, unless they like supposedly there's like another rumor direct for September to announce the 35th anniversary Mario stuff, but it's like probably not. I don't see that happening this year, especially with the two consoles coming out. Like, I kind of feel like Nintendo has enough in them to say, we're going to sit this one out. And then, you know, with the rumors of the new Switch coming out next year and next 2021's lineup that we talked about, 2 weeks ago, Ed, is like insanely just, I'm going to have to sell a kidney to buy all those games, but
Yeah, Puyo 2. I forgot all about that. Dang, Puyo 2.
Ed, why don't I just give you a list of the games that were announced, and then you can just read it like we did last week.
I apologize. I didn't mean to.
Oh man, that's good. You're never living that down. It's hilarious. So
It was pretty funny.
yeah.
Well, they cheat that person next, so I just yeah.
In all seriousness, though, like there wasn't really anything at this partner showcase. It was like, to me, it was like I don't even know if it was even worth posting anything, except for they probably already had, things in place where they had to, contractually promote stuff through their partners and stuff. Like that's kind of like the only reason why I feel like this existed. But
I think it was a good way to say, hey, we do got some stuff that's coming out. So,
yeah, but there wasn't like it just didn't feel.
I was way more excited about the indie showcase.
Yeah, like as somebody who doesn't play a lot of indie games, like the indie showcase was like way more exciting than this one. I don't know. All right.
I just think it was like a really cool thing. Just to be like, hey, this is stuff that's coming for the fall. If you guys want to check it out.
Yeah. All right. We're skipping the next two topics and going straight to the question block because we've been running a little bit long. You can email the show to have your question read on the question block at wow. I just totally blanked on our email address. NintendoPowBlock@gmail.com, just like Rebecca did. I'm sorry, I'm not trying your last name. I'm going to butcher it real bad.
Ghosted.
There, Ed said it. This kind of goes into one of our topics, but she says, hey, everyone, just found your show a few weeks ago, and I'm really loving every second. I have a question that seems to be a big debate between me and my friends. Do you think Nintendo is allowing the new consoles to have this winter so they can dominate 2021 with a Switch Pro and a bunch of stellar games? Or do you think they don't have a lot this holiday because of COVID?
So this is the thing about it. Nintendo is kind of, like they are still saying whenever they're ready to show stuff, they will show things. I think COVID has changed gaming for everybody, and so a lot of that has been like slowing down. I think Nintendo had stuff planned to go full force because they've been working on a lot of projects. They've probably been talking to Platinum and Namco and a lot of other third parties and maybe some indies to bring out games for the fall. But I think because of COVID, they feel a lot of their plans changed. As for giving it to Microsoft and Sony, I think Nintendo's not worried about them. Sony and Microsoft have to be worried about themselves because right now they're both kind of in trouble. If they don't get to talking right now, they're gonna both be in trouble, and they're just gonna allow Nintendo to dominate with ease. So you can have the Series X and you can have PlayStation 5, but if there's nothing really there to get those systems selling, Nintendo's just going to be snatching up. Nintendo still has Animal Crossing, and people would jump. You give a special Black Friday edition of Animal Crossing for the holiday season, and don't think that's not going to do anything compared to Series X and PlayStation 5. That's just going to be more money for Nintendo, especially definitely.
I mean, the only game that Animal Crossing hasn't outsold is Mario Kart at this point, which is insane. That in 5 months that this game did that.
And Mario Kart is still selling. It's still
which means we're never getting another Mario Kart. I get it. Just keep rubbing it in, Ed. I've been playing this. I've been playing the same game for 7 years now. Give me a new Mario Kart, please. Just give it to me. I don't care.
They're probably working on it.
Give me Mario Kart 9. Give me a bunch of new tracks, and then let me just download the Super Nintendo pack where you remake all the awesome Super Nintendo tracks. And if you want to make money, that's how you do it. Just saying.
Mario Kart Maker.
Yeah, why not? That'd be, oh my gosh.
Pretty sweet.
BeeYoo's my new favorite person on the internet. Mario Kart Maker, I need it. I need it.
Oh wow,
that would be adorable.
Yeah, so I think
Sony tried it. Remember Mod Nation Racers? That existed at some point.
I think
that's where they were.
if there is a Switch Pro for 2021, that's kind of good because I actually was thinking about this, and I know we skipped the story. I was thinking about Switch Pro now would make sense. Definitely, of Unreal Engine 5 is coming to everything next year, and the Switch Pro could handle Unreal Engine 5. I think that's going to allow not only the indie developers but maybe even Nintendo with some of their games in AAA to really bring out some more games using Unreal Engine 5 on a more powerful system. So I think right now Nintendo is good to go. There is such a great position that they don't have to worry about Microsoft and Sony. Like I said earlier, Sony and Microsoft have to be worried about themselves right now. They need to get to talking and they need to get info out there, because if they don't, Nintendo is going to continue to dominate over them with ease, COVID-19 or not.
Yeah, I think, like you said, Ed, I think it's the right time for a Switch Pro because, like, not just Unreal, but I'm saying, like, if they're going to continue to get third-party support, even if it's late, right? Like, they're going to need, these new consoles are going to be doing things that, Nintendo won't be doing for probably 20 years, let's be honest. So if they want to keep up at least with the third-party kind of support and have it easier to port these games down to a less powerful console, I think the time is now. And like maybe you launch it with something like Breath of the Wild 2 or the Metroid Prime HD trilogy that's been rumored forever, or they have enough big things announced and or rumored that they could launch this thing with that it would sell anyways. Like, oh yeah, of course all these games will play on the Switch you currently have, but if you want 4K Zelda, you can buy this Switch Pro, because that's the rumor.
Pro is Zelda and Breath of the Wild 2 together, crazy.
Also, like
money,
like what they could do to almost not save money, but make it more practical. They could put processing power in the dock to make these games run better as well. That rumored 4K. Like, I still don't think Nintendo's going to do 4K. I'm sorry. 1440p on the TV output max probably, but even if you got some of these games to run a little bit better, as great as Breath of the Wild is, it still stutters a lot, right? It just does. It's that the Switch. It's a miracle that you get these open world games on the Switch, right? The Witcher, I can't believe runs on the Switch. It's an ugly game when you put it on the TV, but it's great in handheld mode. But if you just give it a little bit more juice in the dock and a little bit more powerful insides, longer battery, I think people will eat it up.
Is 2K possible?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 1440p, 2K, I guess people call it. I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know what if 1440p was equal to 2K.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. I would be all right with that. I just, I've had my Switch since launch. I'm ready to upgrade regardless. I held off from getting the one with the bigger battery life because I knew this was probably going to happen at some point. And if they're looking at Switch as like a long-term platform, the way that Apple looks at iPad, or, people look at phones and stuff, like, this is probably 4 years. That's probably a good time to say, hey, we need to refresh this thing. Also, can we just attach the Joy-Cons already, right? Like, can we just do it? Can we just put them on the machine? I'm sorry, Joy-Cons really just bug me. They were cute for like 5 minutes, and then
you could get a Switch Lite.
Excuse me.
He has one.
Excuse me.
Oh, so you have it.
I do.
Dual wielding some switches over there.
I think they can still do the Joy-Cons. I think they just need to have bigger buttons.
No, and I think the Joy-Cons are still going to exist because they're such a big selling point in that platform, and they're making buku bucks off of those colors.
And the customization people are doing with them. Goodness.
There's no way, right? It's like the 3DS faceplates. Once they've started those, like, it's not happening. It's wishful thinking, really, Ed, is what it's really coming down to. I want Nintendo to make a Switch for me and only me, and not the 60 million people that already own one.
That is true.
It's time. Nintendo needs to cater to me, Ed. My wants and needs. I'm important.
Which is
no Joy-Cons. 4K, 60 frames Zelda, no breakable weapons. Sorry.
Oh no, wait. That has nothing to do with this.
I know. I'm just Ed, it's Monday, okay? It's just Monday. Well, Celeste, BeeYoo, what are you guys thinking? I don't know if this really even matters to you guys. I know like a Switch Pro only matters to like a small portion of the Nintendo fan base. It's like the new 3DS, right? Like where they had 3 exclusive games for that platform, maybe.
You can go first, BeeYoo, if you have anything to say.
I mean, I would probably want to buy it, especially if it's a special color, Animal Crossing edition. I didn't buy the Animal Crossing edition Switch. I really wanted to. I've had mine since launch day, but I rarely play it because I mostly game on PC and Xbox because that's where my friends play. I would be excited if they announce a new, Pro system. But yeah, I don't know if I need it or not. Like, I'd probably be like, yeah, I'm totally gonna get it, and then just not buy it when it came out. Like, that's probably what I would.
You know what's going to happen? It's going to probably be like pressure. I think it's going to be not peer pressure, but pressure as in everybody's talking about this, and I want to be a part of it. Let me get this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Order, like, just having a couple drinks like one night and just like, oh, it's on. It's my money for the month. Like,
I'm a Nintendo fanatic, so I would just buy anything that Nintendo on it. I'll be like, yeah, it's a Pro. I need this. Like, there is no end. It's a bus about it.
It's hard to say no.
She's gonna have that Fanta pina colada mixed with something. Order.
Yeah.
Switch Pro.
That'll be my courage juice for the night.
That's funny.
I'm thinking about the 2021 rumored lineup for Switch that we talked about a couple weeks ago, and it's just a monster lineup for them. You have 2 rumored Zelda ports at least, Breath of the Wild 2, Metroid Prime HD trilogy, the Mario 35th anniversary collection stuff, Bayonetta 3. Like, there's so much rumored to be coming out next year for Nintendo that it's like
4?
Nah, I don't think we're gonna get that anytime soon. It probably it probably depends on how well Pikmin 3 sells in October, which it will because it's on Switch. And
if Kamiya's tweet is true, but it got removed, we may actually have Astral Chain 2 next year.
Yeah, it's only been a year, dude.
But then he tweeted out Astral Chain 2. I don't know if he was joking or not.
No,
or that was
they said they wanted to make it a trilogy in the first place if the first one sold well, and it sold better than expected. So
yeah.
They're working on it.
Yeah,
they have to be.
Platinum's working on like 37 different games right now, so it doesn't even matter.
And most of them probably going to be from Nintendo.
I don't know actually. I mean, once Bayonetta 3 is published, Bayonetta's free game after a year, I've been hearing. So,
you think?
Yeah, unfortunately, I do think. I mean, look, I'm sure it'll look great in 4K and 120 frames a second on the new consoles, and ray tracing and all these other effects and new hair physics. I don't know, whatever. But it's, yeah, I think once Bayonetta 3 is out, there's a small window that it'll be Nintendo exclusive. So I don't know. I mean, you saw what happened to Wonderful 101, right? It's on everything now.
Yeah, but that was like what, 5-6 years?
Yeah, but that's because Bayonetta is way more popular. Bayonetta is way more popular than Wonderful 101. Let's be honest. So I don't know. I think next year, if this rumored lineup is true, you launch that thing next to a bunch of awesome games that people want.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, like an Animal Crossing update, maybe Smash characters. Like there's all kinds of things they could market outside of indies and third-party games. Like, of course, which is probably why Doom Eternal and a release date for Switch hasn't been announced yet.
But that's what I was literally about to ask. Do you think Doom Eternal got pushed to next year?
Probably. They're going to wait till all that DLC is out and probably sell it as a package.
That would be smart. $60? Yeah, that would be smart.
So, I don't know. We'll see. of course, that's going to be another topic for another day, Ed. You know, you and I will probably get on one night and just talk about this for 2 hours. Like,
Dude, we haven't even thought about the 7 games that EA also got planned. Because if that Mass Effect trilogy hit Switch,
oh man, dude, I'm done. You guys won't see me till next year. I'll just, kick back and punch someone out a window, slap a reporter, all those fun things you can do in Mass Effect.
Mass Effect trilogy is coming out for everything.
Yeah.
EA realizes that Mass Effect trilogy is so well on Switch than anything else.
Yeah, and that physical version is going to have like half the first game on it and then a download code for everything else. So
exactly.
Might as well just buy it digitally.
Pretty much.
Man. So, anybody else want to talk about anything else while we're here? Or we can just wrap it up because we've been going for an hour and a half and it's bedtime.
Well, BeeYoo, one last question that I have for you. How do you see gaming next year for like indies that's like have that really relaxing, calm, casual gaming? Do you think casual gaming has kind of like switched into a new direction and it's going to be bigger for 2021 because now people are paying more attention to it?
Yeah, it's been really fun to watch it grow in the short time I've been working with indies. I mean, even at PAX East and PAX South, I was going to panels about, is there space in the gaming world for comfy, cozy games, like wholesome games? Is there a place for it? Do people want this? And then, I mean, as soon as 2020 hit, like you started seeing more come out, and it's really been gaining traction on Twitter, and our games have been selling like really well. We had a game called Evans Remains. That's a puzzle platformer visual novel.
I bought
and
it.
Everyone has been. I hope you like it. Let me know. But yeah, everyone's been eating them up, and I think it's just gonna explode even more. And I mean, I'm wondering if with everyone being at home, if hobby game developers are making more games that'll be announced later on this year. And things like that. I think it's going to get bigger. I think a lot of us are at home, working from home. We can take a 15-minute break on our consoles. You're homeschooling your kids and things. So I think it's going to be even bigger, and more people are going to want them, especially now that it's accepted. I think before it's like you're not a gamer if you play. We only want to talk about Halo and Call of Duty, and and now it's like, no, it's okay if you play Animal Crossing. You can let your friends know that you play these cute, narrative-driven titles. I'm playing with cats and cafes. Like, it's fine. So I think now that it's more accepted, it'll be popular.
Is it weird seeing how people who are like really hardcore gamers like go crazy for like do we call it like a wholesome genre? Like, do we rename it, or like what should we call this kind of genre of gaming?
Casual gaming? Yeah, I think it's lost because like wholesome has its own titles, like because wholesome usually means there's like some good message in it, right? Or and not all of the comfy games or the casual easy games are in that wholesome title. Yeah, so I think it's still trying to find its branding a little bit, but
so like casual,
it's geared towards casual.
So casual gaming is like the top, and then like wholesome is like a subcategory and stuff.
I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I think that's the thing with Nintendo Direct and the indie directs, that when they show these games, these like indie games, it could be Axiom Verse 2, and then it could be Teacup, and everybody will want both games. Like, in the first thing everybody said, please give me physical, like we were talking about earlier. But people are willing to, people would not even pay attention to reviews. The day that it drops, people will get them. So I wonder if that momentum is going to carry out for 2021, and how you thought about it. So yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited. Yeah, I am too. They're my kind of games as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. There's another thing though that's happening in the game industry where I think like Fall Guys is technically but their studio has like over 260 employees. At what point do games stop being independent when you have a studio and a budget like that? Like, now people are trying to market themselves as indie when they're large companies.
Yeah.
now it's kind of getting muddied a bit. So.
I feel like somebody coined the term, or I forget where I heard this, but somebody's been coining the term like indie studio is like a small team of like, you know, 1 to maybe like 20 people. And then somebody's been coining the term like triple I, which is like the size of
triple I. I haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah.
I've heard double A. So now we have triple I.
Yeah, it's like I've heard that term before where like they're these bigger studios because like if you want to get super technical, Bungie is an independent studio. They publish Destiny. They have their studio is like 600 or 700 people plus all the outsourcing they do, but they're technically an independent studio. And so people were talking about them and then Insomniac before they got purchased by Sony, and it's like, well, what do you call these studios that are technically independent but they're so big that like they, you know, and somebody's like, well, why don't we just call them triple I, because, you know, they can fund their own games from these contracts that they do with other people, everything. And it's like, well, I guess technically that
Indie
makes
games.
sense, but it really rolls off the tongue, you know.
Triple I. I mean, yeah, that works because I mean they're independent games, but on a triple A budget.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can use that term because that makes like people who don't understand how game development works. It makes them hold games that are made by 1 or 2 people against a game made by 260 something people, and you can't compare those two games. My studio tweeted the other day, and they're like, "We're going to be called H." Like, it's just like a tweet with the letter H. Like, we're not. We're just going to make our own up because it's just getting ridiculous.
Make your own category.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's fun though.
Yeah. And as long as the games are great and people are enjoying them and they get something out of them, I think it's going to be, I just consider anyone a gamer. If you bought a video game and you played on PC, console, whatever, you are a gamer. No one should judge you for what you play and what you like. If you love playing casual games, tell me all about it, because I want to know, because I think if you talk about casual games to a lot of people, they are willing now to pick it up than they were back in the past.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. You're right. You're a gamer if you pick up any sort of game type. Like,
yeah.
For sure.
I mean,
all right, Corey.
Yeah.
It's back to you.
Yeah. We're going to wrap it up. I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening. You can catch the show live on Monday nights on Boss Rush Games Live on Twitch. If you can't catch us live, you can head on over to your podcast service of choice on Wednesdays to listen to the audio of the show, or go to our website, bossrushgames.com. Really appreciate your follow or rating or review. We're really kind of pushing that right now. So hopefully you guys do that, especially on the iTunes, as the kids say. BeeYoo, thank you for joining us. This was really fun. I've
thank you.
I've only gotten to edit shows you've been on. I have not really gotten to interact with you like this. So I really appreciate you coming on. Tell everybody where they can find you again.
You can find me mostly on Twitter right now at twitter.com/BeeYoo, BeeYooHQ on Twitter. You can find me there, and then you can find me everywhere else. But yeah, thank you all so very much for having me. These have been so much fun.
Yeah, it's been really fun to, like, the 1v1 that you did. If you guys haven't listened to that, you should check that out.
Yes.
It was very fun to listen to and edit. It's just really insightful to hear other people, like, you know, because I think it's safe to say that, especially when you were streaming on Mixer a lot, you're bigger than us. People know who you are, and like it's like that feeling of like it's really fun to hear people that, you know, are really doing things that I wish I was doing more of. It's just like it's fun to listen to and see the insights and everything. So I really like that 1v1. Celeste, you did a good job at interviewing her, by the way.
Yeah.
She was driving
Celeste.
She was driving that car. I was just a passenger.
No, you made it super comfortable and easy to talk, and like even after the podcast ended, we talked probably for another 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, she's already boss rush material.
I know. I know.
Yeah,
It was so much fun.
I'm on board. This is so fun.
Yeah.
It was I enjoyed that. I love hearing about people's passions, and I think everybody has a story.
Yeah. So, BeeYoo, you're welcome back anytime on anything that we do. So,
Thank you.
really glad you joined us tonight. Celeste, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Fairy Crypt, and I'm also with Another Zelda podcast on their social media and their website.
Cool. Ed, I don't care where you are. I'm just kidding.
Hey, what?
I'm just kidding. Where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode. You can also check out World 11 Podcast on poppingback.com. Also check out my podcast, Optional Opinion, on SoundCloud. I will be getting 2 new episodes. And everybody get ready for next month because the Video Games Volume 6 is Technic-tastic. It's going to be releasing soon. So you guys will be able to read the blogs and hear the podcast of us celebrating all things technical about video games. And then get ready for October because the history of Mass Effect discussion will be happening. But we also got a thing planned for Talk the Walk, where me, Celeste, and Billy will be talking about Gone Home. We're getting that all planned together, so just get ready for that discussion. I cannot wait to hear.
Yeah, that's a new show, everybody. It wouldn't be a Boss Rush show without announcing a new show, I guess. Talk the Walk actually got really good reception, so that first episode kind of put it out there as a book club episode for like a feeler, and got really good reception, so we're gonna probably try to do it once a month, it seems like, for the foreseeable future, so look out for that.
Like walking sims.
Yeah. I guess that's, I probably should have prefaced that like, yeah, it's a walking sim deep dive show, so check it out.
Oh my! I'm on board.
Yeah, we just reviewed Edith Finch. We had like an almost 3-hour long conversation about it.
Yes.
Well, I just want to know what y'all are playing along with, so when I tune in, I can be like, oh yeah,
Yes.
I
Yes.
totally played it this week. Yeah, I want to know. That'll be super fun.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. So Go Home is the next game that we're playing for it. So
Nice. So you can find me at IamCorianHD on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on a plethora of other content here on Boss Rush Games, including our Xbox show, Arsenal X. Check out our PlayStation show that we just launched last week. Very, very good reception of that as well. Very happy for, Logan and LaRon and Nelly really kicked that off, and Brody from Diggity Podcast. So check that show out. Should be on iTunes soon. I hope Apple is just bored, I guess, and doesn't want to approve any podcast stuff. So, yeah, it'll be there soon. I promise. It's already on Spotify, though, so just listen to it there. So, anyways, thank you, Ed. Thank you, Celeste. Thank you, BeeYoo, for joining me tonight on this episode of Nintendo Pow Block. I want to thank everybody so much for watching, and until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.